So if you're looking to open up and edit images on AutoCAD, you should first seek to understand the difference between a vector image and a raster image. Now, vector files open up easily on AutoCAD. If you open them up there, they're easily editable and they're ready to go as soon as you open them. Unfortunately, most of the files that you're going to be working with are probably going to be raster files, and they're a little bit more complicated to work with. You can tell if an image is a raster image if you zoom in and you see that there's some sort of pixelation that happens. That usually indicates that you're dealing with a raster image. The one thing that you can do to edit raster images on AutoCAD is to open it up on AutoCAD and then just trace over. If you don't have the time or the energy to do that, however, ScanTCAD can actually automatically trace over these raster lines for you. And then you can open up the resulting vector file on AutoCAD. So we have a sample floor plan opened up on ScanTCAD here. The first thing we want to do is make sure it's as clean as can be. With any automatic conversion process, the most important factor is always going to be the quality of the initial image. So let's click on Clean Raster Image here, and we have a couple of options. If your image isn't completely black and white, you're going to want to tick this. It's already grayed out here because the original image is already black and white. And you have a couple of options here as well. If you have any speckles and holes around the image, that usually happens when you scan an image from a hard copy. You can also use this option to remove those. If the lines are a bit too thick, then you can also use Thicken Lines. And if there's some sort of pixelation, you can also use Smooth to maybe smoothen out some of the edges here, like you can see here. So we're going to click on OK to finalize the edits here. The next step is to click on Convert Raster Image here. For this particular image, I'm going to stick to architectural, and I'm also going to use the OCR option because we have text here that we want to convert into editable text. As you can see, a new tab opened up here. Let's click on that. Set the maximum character size by clicking on Select from Image. Just eyeballing what text here might be the largest character size. I think it might be the room label, so I'm going to zoom in on any one of them, click and drag to set the maximum character size. In this case, we don't have to take vertical or angular because we don't have any vertical or angular text here in the image. So let's go back to general, make sure everything is okay, and then click on Run. This is the part of the process that takes a while depending on how complex your image is. For this one, it's a pretty simple floor plan, so it didn't take very much time. The image converted pretty easily. Minor errors here and there, but nothing you can't change readily on AutoCAD. We click on OK here, and then we can click on Export on the upper right. So for AutoCAD, it can actually handle both DXF or DWG format, so you can pick any one of these four. If you have an older AutoCAD version, then you might want to use the older DXF or DWG versions as well. But for this one, I'm just going to leave it at the default DXF format and name it as AutoCAD Lines Convert. And we can click on Save here. A couple of options as well. For AutoCAD, by default, it has a dark colored background. So what it does is it converts any of these dark colored vector lines into white so that they're more visible in front of the dark colored background of AutoCAD. So that compatibility option is over here. If it's not ticked, you're going to want to make sure that it is ticked to make sure that you can see the lines when it's opened up on AutoCAD. And then you have a couple of options as well. The default options are usually okay with these ones. The last step is just to click on OK, and that should save your converted image. So in summary, we started with a raster image that looks like this. We converted it into a vector image like so. We saved it as DXF, and now we can open that DXF file readily on AutoCAD and edit the lines from there.